All right. Welcome to the weekend AMA. Um, for those of you new to the channel, it's quite a few. We're having a great month of growth, and I appreciate that. Every weekend, I take an hour, sometimes more, to answer your questions because it sucks not having not everyone has a developer friend or someone in development. So it kind of sucks to not be able to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, talk to, get some direction if you want some direction. So that's what this is all about. So as everyone is here coming in, I usually like to start off with a topic. This week's topic is burning out and then burning back in. so um, burnout is a real thing in any profession, and it's one of those things that I've experienced for moments at a time. I say moments because when I feel that I am burning out, what it basically means is it's time to change direction. It's time to change something up. And that's how you burn back in. That's what I mean. I don't mean like burn one. I know how you California boys are. But no, I mean you need to change direction and handle it different ways while you can still be productive, right? So I have been doing algorithms nonstop for about 2 months, and I've been filming. I think I filmed 70 algorithms so far that I'm going to throw up in a course. I have 150 done. I just need to film them, and it was killing me. I was starting to hate it, and when I start hating it, that is when I know that I need to burn back in because I'm starting to burn out. And so the way that I do that is I just change direction. I change what I'm doing. And so this week, what I did was I went and I started doing free code camps, new stuff. I was like, all right, cool. Let me start doing those. And I knocked out everything on there. And I've been learning new stuff, playing around with CSS Grid a lot more. And I'm doing some contract work for Scrimba again for an upcoming course, which is exciting. And so I'm going in different directions. I'm reading. I just finished a finance book that I'm reading. I'll be doing a book review on. And I just got my new book, Clean Code by Uncle Bob. That's going to be a great read. And so the reason I bring this out is not, I think we all know burnout is real. Burnout in anything is real. Burnout in family is real. Burnout in relationships is real. Burnout in work is definitely the easiest and most relatable one of being real. And what you have to understand is that you need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to be aware of yourself and how burnout affects you. Can you close this? I would never burn out of you, baby.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about it. I'm talking about these chumps. Yeah, don't worry about it. Close one there, guys. All right, so so burnout does happen, and what you need to do is understand how to handle it and not just keep on trucking forward. There's a lot of ways that you can become a better person and a better developer, a better boyfriend, husband, and not burn out in the process. So when you feel it happening, you need to change your direction while still having a positive impact, right? Because the things that you value are, you're still going to value them even in that moment where you have your weakness, where you're like, I hate this shit, man. I'm done, baby. And we have those moments, right? Where you're just ready to start punching monitors, or you're just angry. We all get angry. It happens. And that's part of burning out because you're frustrated, you're tired, you miss some sleep. So a couple of ways that I handle it is by changing direction. I also, for those of you who don't know, I have a pretty strict schedule of waking up about an extra hour and a half before I need to. So for me, I wake up about an hour and a half before I need to get to work, and I hop on the computer for about an hour of that, hour plus, and I work on YouTube. I answer emails. I do all the crap that you have to do to have a YouTube channel, right? And then I, of course, work on software and algorithms, whatever it is. So for me, one of the ways I do it is I'm usually tired. I'm broken down. I'm beaten at this point. And so I actually just turn the alarm off. I don't ever really wake up to an alarm because I have a light alarm, which, by the way, on a side note, is one of the best things I ever spent my money on. A light alarm wakes you up with the light instead of sound, and is a much more natural way to wake up. And I feel much more rejuvenated than I did before. So I'd highly recommend it. I might even throw like an affiliate link into there because I've talked about those stupid things so many times. I think they're excellent investments. So anyhow, But sometimes I sleep in now, and I change my light alarm to wake me up, an hour later, if that. Uh, because when you got the what was it the what did I say in that stupid picture? I have this picture. Quincy Quincy Larson even commented on it. He thought it was pretty funny. But I have this picture where I'm like in my underwear and I'm like playing League of Legends. And I was like, and I put it up, and someone's like, "You put this picture up?" I was like, "Yo, when you got the body, the face, and the code, sometimes you gotta flaunt it, right?" So, but sometimes you need rest, and that's the truth. And eliminating caffeine has really helped me in that aspect of, you know what, I'm going to take a nap. A nap. I'm 30 years old. I take naps now. 30 minutes sometimes. I just lay down. I ask April, come lay down with me. Usually at that point, if April and I are in the same room, we have 3 cats laying down with us. So now the 5 of us are in bed for the 30 minutes, just kind of getting relaxed. Sometimes you just have to de-stress. And I know I wear stress on me, and I can feel it. And so it's mainly about changing the path and making sure you're happy and enjoying what your journey is. It's hard not to smell the rose. It's easy to not smell the roses. It's hard to slow down for a second for the greater good. So make sure when you're burning out that you find a way to burn back in. All right. Anyhow, let's take some questions. Let's see what we got here today. Because this ain't about my stress levels. This is about y'all. All right. Barry says, "Hey, I want to say thank you. You're welcome, man. Dedicated crew, JavaScript courses. All right. You make YouTube look easy. Making videos is millions times harder than I thought. Fun though. Good for you, the real Ocean. It's a grind, man. I mean, I've been doing this 3 years now. Thumbs up for a close one. Yeah. Do you use a template for video descriptions? I just have a I wouldn't call it template, but I do have predefined aspect where predefined like settings, like, hey, put this out in every video description. The best part of coding is when trying to fix something, you fix it 5 hours later and it's something simple. Yeah, so we work in a profession in which if there's a comma, a semicolon, if there's one character off, nothing works, right? Like nothing works. And so it's a bit rough in that fashion. But oftentimes it is something easy. Does anyone else get to the brief point of this isn't fun anymore? I think it happens to all of us, right? And it's what you're doing. It's no one enjoys, no matter how much you enjoy your job, your task in life, software, no one enjoys pounding their head against the wall. And that's what it's like sometimes. How would you price a website using only HTML and CSS? Bit of open question. So I would price it depending on where I'm at in my career and what I want from it. So do you want a portfolio item? If so, you might price it at a very low price and just be happy that you're getting paid. Do you want to learn something new? If so, you might price it very low and say, look, I don't know shit about CSS grid, and it's going to take me a week and a half to get comfortable with it, but maybe I can pick it up, get a portfolio item, and get $100, and they don't need it for a month. Or do you have something that's going to pay very well and they want high turnaround and you're going to do something more comfortable? It really depends on where you're at and how much you want the work. So I've had ex-employers, ex-people I've worked with ask me if I could do some contracting work. And when I've needed the money, I charge about what my hourly rate is, a little bit more. But when I don't need the money, I charge triple what my hourly rate is. And oftentimes they pay the triple, believe it or not. So it just depends on how bad you want it, right? And what that means to you. If I was still trying to get dev experience, like if I wasn't already a developer and I was still trying to get experience, I'd probably charge like minimum wage, $15 an hour, $20 an hour, whatever it is. Go from there. MERN versus MeanStack, who wins? I think they're all great, but I think right now there's a larger discrepancy in terms of available jobs in the React stack. And so that would probably be the one that I would lean towards in general. Yeah, so here's the thing. On the whole, how would you price a website? Kind of the reason I brought that up is I got asked the other day by a recruiter, did you make an Angular course or a JavaScript course for the money, or why'd you do it? And sort of the honest answer is I did it for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to have a better understanding of JavaScript. I already work as a developer, but when you force yourself to actually, from an academic approach, to go do the research, what is it should I include, and not just like, oh, I think I know this, and you have to educate yourself well enough to do this. It's an excellent item. It also makes me money as a second. So I have two things that I get from it, maybe three if you want to think about it. Where I took that knowledge and made a YouTube video. I took that knowledge and made a course. I took that knowledge and got the knowledge, and from that one action, I essentially got 3 returns on it. You want to have that same mentality when you're doing anything, right? So even the books I read, I do a book review on the channel. Put an affiliate link in there, share a video, get some ad money. Why? Because it's going to be relevant. And it's going to be one of those items that it's going to be one of those items where you should want to get multiple returns, right? Why wouldn't you? So just keep that in mind. I heard some people saying React is the new jQuery now. Are people? I saw Eric did a video on that. I thought it was the most clickbait ass shit I didn't watch the video. I just saw the title. Is React the new jQuery? I was like, this clickbait mother. Like, yo, Dylan, my fiance wants to stop calling me a nerd for being a programmer. How can I code while looking swag? You could take the ring back and she'll start calling you something nicer. Say, yo, I'm not so sure about this whole marriage thing. And she's like, no, but baby, I love you. You're the best. And she might. How can I code while looking swag? Hey, I think the honest answer is when you buy a house, the respect will come. Oh man, can you suggest a better way to get at design? I'm not the best, man. So that's the truth of the matter is I'm not a design guy. There are like design courses, and it's something I'd like to get better at. I'm waiting for Dev Mountain to make their design course online, and then I might reach out to them and be like, yo, I want to take this for free. I'll do some videos. You actually met an aspiring Wix developer today. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because Dolan knows all 4, and there aren't any more. This is just the essential oil diffuser. That's all it is. I actually have a fan, so it's like blowing it on me. Oh man, it's Friday, boys. It's 8 o'clock Friday for me. It's been an exhausting, stressful week. I have 3 or 4 stressful weeks coming up for work, so I do front end primarily. What's your jobs? How deep does your JavaScript go into? Is it a beginner course or more of an in-depth? I would say it's sort of a medium course. We cover every method really in JavaScript, so you're exposed to quite a lot, and it works much like a dictionary there. We also go over a little bit of Git so that you can go and create a repo and push. And then, of course, we have about 20 algorithms where we work through in there so that you can kind of get up and go and start coding and practicing. So I think it's a very good introductory course as well as sort of medium course with the algorithms if you're definitely just getting going. It's very great in that aspect, and there's a wonderful link in the description to anybody watching this video who wants to help your boy buy a house. All that money goes directly to helping me buy my very first house, so I do appreciate that very much so. Yeah, I gotta work on the next Dolan video. I've just been too busy, man. I've been trying to get shit done. Friday, I know, man. But your boy's tired. I usually don't have too much energy Friday. Are there any good movies out? Anybody know? Maybe I'll go see a movie this weekend. I want to do something this weekend. I haven't done anything in a while. What movies are in theater? Anything good? I usually only see like Marvel movies. Yeah, nothing. I'm gonna go see the Rampage movie. Ocean's 8 was good. Dude, hashtag Dylan's first house fund. Yeah, man. Every time you guys donate through fan funding, it goes right into an account. It goes into my YouTube account. It goes to a bank account. That's literally just sending money. Any tips for studying and get distracted super easy? You need to start eliminating your distractions. That's the best thing that you can do. Um, you can go ahead and just start getting rid of the things that are distracting you. That is it. A little bit of it's maturity, though. At some point, you just have to be mature enough to say, "I get distracted super easy." Well, why don't you do something about it? Why don't you make a mental note to be a better person and accomplish your goals? Right? We all get distracted because we never. It's hard to be mature. It's hard to have that mentality of I'm going to postpone the immediate for a greater benefit later. And that's the same thing. It goes with money management as well. Now it's just your time management. And so people have the same issues where I need it now, and then you pay interest instead of making interest through investments and whatnot. And the same thing goes for you know, wanting to wanting to go and do whatever it is right now because it's fun, because the hard work isn't as fun, even though it's going to give you a lot better payoff down the road. So it's a little bit of a maturity thing. It's also just being able to eliminate those distractions. I'm a little tired. I know I look a little tired, man. It's Friday, man. Your boy. Let me just put this in perspective. How many hours I work? So I probably work about. I show up 15 minutes to an hour early to work usually. So we'll just say 30 minutes. And then I work about an hour in the morning on average. And then after work, I put in about 2.5 hours a day. So by the time Friday rolls around to this point, I've put in, what was that, about extra 3.5 on top of my 40. So, and it almost probably close to 60 hours, an extra 20 on top of that. And not to mention I'm not counting like, oh, I'm responding to emails, I'm doing all this sort of stuff. So it is, I'm a little tired by the time Friday rolls around, man. I got no problem saying that. Do you usually use PowerPoint slides in your tutorial? So my tutorials usually will start off with a PowerPoint, sort of going over a very high level of what it is we're trying to get across in this tutorial, what the subject matter is, and what it is that we're going to cover. That's how it usually goes for me. Any recommendations on how to build a freelance portfolio, please and thank you? Not really, man. I would say for portfolio items, you want to build a portfolio page, obviously, and then you also want to. That's what I'm looking for. You want to have a very API heavy project as well as a good CRUD project. What type of project should a developer know how to build besides CRUDs? What type do you build on the job? So you do, of course, build CRUD jobs, but you also want to have a client-facing web app, something that looks good, and you want to have APIs connected to it, definitely. How did you make your intro video for the channel? I actually I paid someone to make it. Any tips on what to learn after HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? Well, when you feel like you're comfortable, I would say start building projects in that. And then, of course, from there, go ahead and pick up a framework, maybe React, maybe Angular. No, I don't like horror, man. I'm a big sissy. I haven't watched a horror film in over a decade. My heart can't take it, man. My heart quite literally hurts from the scare jumps. I don't like it, man. I get scared. I legitimately get scared. I don't like being scared. I don't do roller coasters either. Will you ever make a video guide for using linters? Yes. In my TypeScript video, if you watched it, clearly you didn't, Bobby. But no, if you watched it, I end that video showing you the importance of a linter and showcasing how to use TS-lint and doing it as part of the setup. You deserve holiday? I think so too. But I'm saving for a house, man. We gotta save that monies. I have almost 2 weeks of vacation saved up, but might be using some of that pretty soon. Just jumped in, but what do you think of the revamped free code camp? I think it's excellent. I think it's a good direction to go. I'm not really a big fan of there being so many certs, but I like what they did. I don't think there's anything wrong with them, and I think there's probably a reason. They probably originally wanted it to be more obtainable for a lot of people, so it felt like there's being progress. I think that's part of the issue. So I like that they did that, but I would have liked it to be sort of an overarching, massive thing. Like it would, I don't know, but yeah, it's good. I like it. What's my cat doing out there? But maybe I'll do a video guide for a JS lint for you guys. It is kind of a pain to set up, and if you don't know it's a thing, it's even worse. Don't be living that D life, yeah. Do you do any portfolio or resume reviews, either personally or video playlist idea? So I have done so I do like mentoring and things, paid mentoring. So like, sometimes people want one-on-ones and things like that. So one of the things that I do is during those one-on-ones, which are $90 an hour, if anyone's interested, but I essentially will do the reviews then, and as part of it of like, hey, this is what we could improve upon as well. H1Z1 shirt, yeah. So if you see on the back, let me see. I'll show it off to you guys since you asked. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. But when I was still in LA, Matt and I, or Engineered Truth, as you most likely know him, went to the YouTube space in downtown LA for a special creator sort of event, and they gave the creators H1Z1 were there, and they were giving away some swag, and this is one of the shirts I got. Did they announce they were doing a revamp of Free Code Camp? I don't think they did. Yeah, they did. When Dolan put out a new Wix tutorial? Probably sooner than you think. You never know. Do you think it's good to learn a programming language parallel with going through Free Code Camp at the same time? A different language? I would say it's probably. I've never even played H1Z1. Actually, no, I might have played it twice. Take it back. I think I tried to play it and I was like, nah, I'm going back to League of Legends. I just played more League. I think if you're just getting started, you're probably better off just learning a single programming language. It's going to be hard, man. Best resource for learning Redux with Angular? Oh, I don't have one. I'm sorry. You're on your own on there. What's up with the headphones again? We got a problem with me wearing headphones? I mean, I don't have to wear them. It's not like anything's really coming through them. They only give me an idea of how much I'm like speaking into the mic, really. I turn it off. If it bothers you. Ugh, boys, girls. I feel like I've been doing these weekend animes for a while. Yeah. Yeah. It's I think I'm gonna make an introduction to CSS course. I've been working through these sort of topics. Maybe I'll do an HTML course. Are your YouTube numbers still climbing? Yeah, they're going. I had my best month, one of my best months this year. So I'm at about 2,200. I'm growing by about 6 to 10% a month. Savage Coding says with the $5 donation, thank you. Savage Coding just bought a brick on my new house. I do appreciate that very much. Future new house, I should say. Future non-existent new house, but I will get one day. I found your channel 2.5 years ago, and because of your videos, I fell in love with web development and actually made actions pursue my passion. Thank you, man. That's what I'm here for, man. At the end of the day, YouTube makes me a little bit of money. YouTube is a great portfolio item. But I think sort of the community that we've built here and that we're going to continue to build, it's going to be good, man. And I enjoy talking about software. I enjoy putting out content and watching like-minded content. So I do appreciate you appreciating it, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because I enjoy doing it. Bootstrap for CSS Flexbox, which you prefer? See Andy Ellis. You have made a drastic mistake because you have not included CSS Grid as an option, and I would definitely recommend CSS Grid. So would introduction to CSS includes Grid or Flexbox? No, I wouldn't do that. I would probably do a CSS basic, and then I would do a separate Grid and separate Flexbox video. That would be how I would go about it. Just getting started. Huge inspiration watching your videos. Thank you, man. No, Andy Ellis is all right, man. It's gonna be a hard time. But yeah, so I would check out CSS Grid more than anything else. Well, build my house with Angular React. You need to build it with a strong foundation of HTML, son. All right, get it together. Then when you paint that shit, you throw some CSS on it. And then when you throw some smart lamps in it, you throw some Philips Hues. That's the JavaScript, all right? Do you need graphic design skills for front-end development? No, it helps, but you don't need it. Everything helps, but you don't need it now. Builds entire foundation with pseudocode, yeah. Do you think algorithms are a good way to test potential employees? Do you think they assess how good an employee will be a front-end dev? I think easy algorithms are a very good way to test employees in whiteboards or algorithms. Now, there's hard algorithms, and there's easy ones, and there's medium ones. So I think if you give someone an easy one, like if I gave you FizzBuzz and you couldn't solve it, it ain't meant to be. Something like that. Like those are easy. Those are layups, right? Say, hey, if I give you an array, I want you to add all the numbers together. Add all the even numbers together. That's what I want you to do. If you can't solve something like that in 3 to 5 minutes in a text editor, then yes, I think they're an excellent way to weed people out. And I've seen it happen time and time again where I've had people show up with 10 plus years experience, 5 plus years experience, and you ask them to do a problem on the same difficulty level, and it's unfortunate to see that they can't. And it's fairly common. So I think it is a okay way in terms of the easy. Now, if you give someone a hard one, like I got one the other day that needed to use recursion, and you needed to know like it was something where I it was just like, what? Sorry, yeah, I'm not gonna do this in 10 minutes. Like how can you have that much experience not be able to do simple algorithms? A lot of times you get 1, maybe 2 jobs in 10 years, and you're able to just scrape by. And not every. Here's the thing, guys. Not every dev is making $100,000. There are devs who are making $40,000 with 5 years of experience, and it's because they never upped their game. So. Ever heard of, or what do you think of Modex? No, I don't follow CMSs. How can you show a website that your portfolio that you're good and you know what you're doing without design skills? You build things in frameworks and languages that have a lot of functionality. So like a good example is my a good example is my my cryptocurrency API project, where I'm connecting to an API, I'm doing sorting, I'm doing filtering, I'm displaying a graph, all that. It doesn't look the best, but it's one of the items where there's so much functionality and there's unit tests. I'm doing it in Angular that it delivers a lot of that aspects. So freelancer equals free of burnout, employee surely burnout. What do you think? I don't think that's necessarily true. I think as a freelancer, you're gonna be burning out because you're worried about paying the bills sometimes. Um, you know, it's just it. There's different lifestyles for sure, and I would lean towards employee being more stressful. But I think being a freelancer could be just as stressful. Do I still use GitHub? Yeah, I pushed to it this morning or yesterday. Do I like the website The Oatmeal? I've never heard of it. I don't like go on other people's websites. All the websites I go on have a purpose. Yeah. I gotta have some dinner, man. I'm getting pretty hungry. I think I'm gonna have some pasta or something. When did we start this thing? Let's see here. Well, it's only been a minute. We still got time. Are you gonna watch the game 4 Cavs Warriors? I haven't watched sports in God, maybe 5 years. I don't think I've watched a sport in 5 years. Unless you count esports. I used to watch competitive League of Legends all the time. And when Matt came and visited, we watched some for a bit. What should I learn for testing as a front-end developer? If you're learning Angular, it's going to be Jasmine. But I haven't played around with Chai, but Chai as well. Oh, UFC? Yeah, I watch UFC all the time. I don't really count that as I don't want to say it's not a sport, but I didn't think of it as a traditional sport. UFC is a little bit different when it comes to sports. It's still a sport, but it's in a different category. It's definitely not a traditional sport. So I watch UFC and esports. So like I'll be watching the fight this weekend. That'd be good. You still like anime? Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to watching My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia tomorrow morning. I only watched esports when Faker was grinding Horizon in at LOL. Yeah, Faker. You need to watch some good highlight videos of Faker. What's up? There's a big difference between horror and mixed martial arts. Hey, our boy Ricky is here, the legend. Ricky, I think your channel's been growing, man. You're almost at like 4,000 subs, aren't you? Killing it, man. Can we see your crypto API work? If you want, yeah. Let me go ahead and launch it. Let's see here. You learned the basics of jQuery this week, yeah? You got Whitaker Romero. I'm definitely taking Whitaker. Romero can you believe Romero missed weight again, dude? They should call that fight off. I know they won't, but they really should. The guy missed weight again. All right, so someone asked about the cryptocurrency API. I'll show it real quick. So API project. So here's an example of something where you can show a lot of functionality where it doesn't have to be like beautiful. So the functionality here is if it was down 24%, we have it in red. If it's up, or for the last 24 hours, if it's up, it's in green. We have some nice displaying of values. We have the ability to sort on a column, etc., etc. We also have the ability to do filtering. And narrow down our values and go ahead and change BTC here. And then if we go to the Bitcoin price chart, you'll see that we have this as well. So this is a great example of something. It doesn't look the best, but it does have a lot of value here to showcase your skills as a JavaScript developer. Anyhow. Do you have a starter kit? A starter kit for what? It was 0.2 pounds. Look, man, you make a weight or you don't make weight. That's it. That's like when you're saying like it's 0.2 pounds, it's like you telling your girlfriend it was just a tip with somebody else, or like she telling you that, right? It doesn't matter. You done crossed the line. There was the line. You done crossed it. All right. It's not okay. When getting burned out, how long do you recommend taking a break? I don't recommend taking breaks. I recommend changing directions. That's what I recommend. I recommend you saying, all right, I'm getting burned out because I'm stuck on this project. Then going and say, all right, let me do something different, something fun. I'll go to Meetup. I'll read a dev book. I'll go and I'll what's the word I'm looking for? Do an algorithm. You change directions. You don't ever want to take breaks, especially not until you have a job. You need to code every day until you have a job. I'm going to University of Software Engineering as a major. I don't know what to expect. Any advice? My advice to you is to study outside of work until you graduate, and you will be easily hireable when you do. That's my advice. Shouldn't you be in the gym instead of training? I've been working out, man. Your boy's been doing the perfect push-up. I'm about to finish on my second rotation. I'll be getting gym membership soon, though. How often are you expected to complete things at work? I've been curious about how fast I should work once I get a job. You should probably work as fast as you can while still writing good code. It depends on the application, though. It depends on complexity. Usually what will happen in an agile environment is you'll give points for tickets, and depending on the size of it, depending on the size of the application, you'll have more and more time. It just depends, though. A large part of my job is taking code like yours and making it pretty, but now I'm doing both sides. Hey, good for you, man. I can't tell you the best way to learn Redux. The best way to learn anything is to use it, though. Would I recommend a young developer to work in startup or large companies? So I think startups are great. It depends on what you want to do, though. So startups are great because you're going to have a lot of different experiences. You're going to be able to have your hand in a lot of different cookie jars, and there's a lot of fun in that. Now, large companies are great because they pay well. The large companies will usually outpay the startups, but also large companies may do a better job of training than startups on average. It really depends. Usually what ends up happening is if you sort of work for low, small to mid-range companies when you get started, because you're gonna work your way up. So I wouldn't really work. Here's the thing. It's a silly question because I don't really think it matters. I think you should take whatever your job is, because what's most important is becoming a developer, becoming a better developer, and to do that and to have the most important things to most job applications are years of experience. And so what you need to do is get years of experience. And once you have, you can worry about what type of company you work at. I just remember I had to send an email. I just got sent a bunch of Humble Bundle stuff. That's pretty cool. Hi Dylan, hope everything's well with you. Finish your JavaScript course part 1. When is part 2 coming out? Love the way you teach. So right now I'm working on a 150 algorithm course. It's been taking me quite a bit. So that's going to be Flowers to Kitty. The next thing coming out, it's going to be, and it's also going to cover TypeScript. It's in TypeScript, which is a superset of JavaScript. So it'll be great for that. And I got, after that one, I will probably be working on part 2 of JavaScript. So it's going to be a while, to be honest with you. Should I ask a company to pay for accommodations traveling for interviews? I do. If it's more than an hour, I don't go unless they fly me out. Didn't you say you used to have a coding bot to answer smoke questions? Yeah, but for whatever reason, the Twitch.tv night, I want to say it was Nightbot that was doing it. It's kind of buggy. Yeah. I was going to put in some work on it. So last weekend, I knocked out about 40 of them, 40 of the algorithm recordings. I kid you not, man. Each one of these things take about 30 minutes because I'm updating my repo as well, refactoring old code. So it takes a minute. And I was in here probably 20 hours over the weekend, last weekend, knocking it out. And it's taken so much longer to record than I thought it was going to. And there's so many of them. So, no, it'll be a good one though. We're going to be going over lots of different solutions, introducing a lot of different methods and items. I think you'll really enjoy it. And when I finish it, I'll be putting that. I have a bunch of like free code camp content that I've been working through, and that when I film that, I'll release it with it. So, I'm debating if I want to. See, here's the thing. I want to call it the 150 algorithm challenge. That's what I want to call it. And I was thinking about maybe releasing it early, and then because over probably next month I can get the rest of it done piece by piece. But let's see. When will we see Dolan return? Let's spread the knowledge. I don't know, man. I'm so busy. See, Dolan takes time and energy. And between doing the algorithm course, reading books, YouTube, work, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a challenge. So like this weekend I'm working on a Scrimba course. So it's I don't know. The video idea I told you about, Ricky, that we're gonna collab on is gonna take a little bit of I have to like build some PowerPoints and some other stuff. Hello, awesome stuff. Thank you, man. So thank you, Silvesta Cintero. Yeah, I mean, I've had companies reach out and offer to fly me out, but like I would rather just do remote. It's cool and everything. Like, hey, thanks for wanting to fly me out and be there. But why don't we just save me the hours of flying and the time and energy, and why don't we just do it over a webcam? I will say this, that you have a better chance of sealing the deal, and oftentimes the technical interviews are much easier in person than they are online. So if you do have the option, don't be silly like me. Go in there in person. But that's my thing. So have you used AWS or Azure before? Not in like a real technical sense, but it is an important skill. It's a DevOps skill. It is something that I've got asked quite frequently. So it is a skill that people are looking for. Nice. All right, guys. I'm gonna cut the live stream a little bit early because I need some substance in me before I fall asleep here. It has been a pleasure talking with you. I do these every Saturday. I want to thank the individual who donated one more time, $5. The code, God, what was it? Coding. I apologize so much for not remembering exactly here. Coding. Savage Coding, that's what it was. So Savage Coding, thank you for the $5 donation, man. It is appreciated. All those little bits, you're helping me, at this point, all the little donations lately, you're gonna help me um buy a house, man. So it is appreciated. So make sure you watch without ad block, guys, please. Pretty please, please. I don't want to rant anymore. No. So thank you so much. And of course, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share the videos when you watch them. If you join them, even if you hate them, I'd appreciate a share. You can share and be like, God, this guy's an idiot, isn't he? I appreciate it all the same. But hit that notification bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. We got some good videos coming out next week. And some book reviews, actually. So some of you wanted a little bit more on finance and things like that. So I have a finance book review that I finished up. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.